Okay, so you want to go to the top of your Facebook friends news feeds. So you've come to the right place. And in this video, I'm actually going to be sharing with you how is it that the Facebook algorithm works such that you can use it to your advantage to get to the top of the news feed. Now, I know that's what everyone wants to hear, but I think it's really more important to actually understand why the algorithm is set up the way it is, such that you can actually think of your own ways to use that to your advantage. A lot of people try and hack the algorithm and they do all kinds of crazy things. I've seen some really crazy examples of what people try and do, and actually, quite frankly, it does waste a lot of time. Yes, it might get them some results, but it's not helping them align with them with their long-term goals. So if you think about why it's the Facebook algorithm was set up the way it was and understand those concepts to help you in the way you do your business in general, not just to get engagement, I think this is going to be very, very beneficial for you. So hopefully you've already watched the video about business, and in particular the business about building relationships, know, like, and trust, the thing being about you, and also being the focus being on them. In particular, out of all of that, the key word is relationships, and Facebook understands that. Facebook wants to do its best to put, to people who have good relationships, they want them seeing each other's content the best, the most, right? But Facebook only knows what it knows based on the data it's gathered from you and from the user experience of you and everyone you've interacted with. Like, for example, I could be very close with some people, like, for example, my sister, who I'm obviously close with, but I hardly interact with her Facebook. She hardly interacts with mine. Facebook thinks, okay, well, they don't really know each other. And if you haven't got the settings on, such like your close family and friends and all this sort of thing, then Facebook assumes that you have no relationship, right? So something crazy could be going on with her life, and I will have no idea if I'm only looking through my newsfeed, because Facebook's not going to show that to me, right? So just understand that this is all data driven. No matter who the people is that you connect with, that you might have a great relationship with, Facebook is going to use its data to work out, in terms of who sees your content, specifically who sees your content, it's the ones that they believe you have the best relationship with, which is fair enough. I think you could agree. So just remember, data driven, and understand now what kind of data does Facebook gather such that it can assume that you have the close relationship. And the closer, obviously, the more it will want to show that particular person your stuff. And if you implement that with a number of different people, you will easily get more people seeing your stuff. And if it's good stuff, which you're going to know how to do because you're going to apply the kind of teachings I share with you, they will engage, they will want it. So that's basically one concept that's important to share. Just want to refer to some notes for some of the second concepts. Okay, that's right. Facebook will favor the people who are bringing the most value to other Facebook users, giving them the best user experience, right? That makes sense. Facebook wants everyone to stay on the platform. Facebook wants everyone to have a good time. Facebook wants everyone to have the best experience. If Facebook can recognize that you are someone who is giving everyone that experience, you can almost think of Facebook like some, hovering kind of like ghost or master in every single person's interactions, and they're watching how, they're watching, are you someone who contributes, to what Facebook wants, which is to keep people on Facebook, and is to give people the best experience on Facebook. And you're going to learn what I mean by this in more practical tips later on in this in the videos and ebook. And it's also, for one particular important thing, it's also about Facebook favoring the people at a particular time, right? This is where consistency is really important, because if you catch if Facebook doesn't catch you at the right time, for example, one of the tips I'm going to go into in particular is if you're engaging in a very short, concentrated space of time, and then you put your post out, Facebook's going to pick up the data in that time period. So a little bit technical there, but you can understand it makes sense. It's trying to give the most optimum, it's trying to give people the best exposure at the time that they're actually giving their value. So you'll understand later what I mean by that, but it's actually quite important, and it's made a huge difference to my results of engagement just by implementing just some of those tips to do with that. And finally, just like in business, right? The more value you give someone, the more value you're going to get from them. The more value you give Facebook, which already was an example with the previous topic, previous concept I mentioned, but the more value you give Facebook in general, for example, by being resourceful of Facebook, making use of Facebook, which, essentially is you using Facebook more, not just in quantity, but in quality as well. And also using Facebook, not just, all the time over a number of days, but also, the resourcefulness. We've got different tools of Facebook as well. So the more you value Facebook by doing those things, the more Facebook will value you, and therefore Facebook will want to reward you. This is how you become higher in the news feeds, because Facebook is the one in control. Facebook's the one who's doing this for you. And I think that's perfectly fair as well, right? So far, no algorithm hacks needed. And those are those concepts. And those are the only 3 concepts that I believe everything is about. So if you watch the rest of the ebook, you watch the rest of the videos in the ebook, you're going to see how I relate all those practical tips back to these fundamental concepts, both on the business side as well as on the algorithm side. So I hope that was useful. Watch this video again, take some more detailed notes so you feel you really get the concepts. And every time you do your work, every time you do your posting, for example, you're going to consider these concepts. How can I ensure I use these concepts to my advantage? So thanks for watching this video. Now we're going to move on to some more practical setup tips, which is actionable stuff, which will always relate back to these fundamental concepts, which are the most important thing. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.